Ed, I got a question for you. How do you always get inspired and get instant ideas? Because that's my problem, not being able to get ideas easily. Well, I'm gonna do my best to answer this question today because what I'm about to give you are 3 music lessons that changed my life forever. And hopefully will change yours too. Lesson number 1, everything is a sample. This is Jimmy. He's 14 and he loves Travis Scott and Drake. Recently, he started making beats. He's not very good yet, but what he wants to do is make music that sounds like what he loves. He wants to make music like Travis Scott and Drake. As he starts getting better, he kind of figures out how to make those kind of beats, and out of boredom really, he starts venturing into other artists and types of music. He discovers rock bands like the Foo Fighters or Metallica. He discovers Jay Dilla and old school boom bap. He discovers some up and coming artists like, I don't know, Yeet or something. Now Jimmy's 18, his musical taste is wide and full of variety, and he's gotten pretty damn good at making beats. So what does Jimmy do? He tries to mix some of these genres and styles, trying to make a new sound. But he never actually set out to do that. He just wants to create music that perfectly fits his unique musical taste. He wants to make the perfect music for him to listen to, a combination of all of his influences. See, no one can pull things out of thin air and just make something new without context. The only way we can progress music forward is by mixing and combining things that came before, but in unique, different ways. And that is sampling. Maybe not like directly from a record, but that is the process of sampling. Taking something that we love and that came before us and turning it into something new, but not really. Lesson number 2, music is a language. Okay, this is just the second of the 3 lessons I wanted to share with you today, but this one blew my mind as soon as it clicked. Okay, what really is music? How do we actually define it? Well, Google defines it as vocal or instrumental sounds combined in such a way as to produce beauty of form. I honestly don't like that definition at all. It's way too narrow, and it uses words like beauty and harmony, which are 100% subjective. Something I find beautiful, you might find disgusting, and the other way around. So this doesn't really work. I'm actually not sure who gave this definition, but one of my favorite ones is music is the science of organizing sounds in time. I think that's much better. After all, any combination of sounds can become music if it's organized and repeated enough times. 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 Right? For example, is this music on its own? Not really. Is it music now? Yeah, it is. Well, what exactly changed between the 2 examples? The answer is emotion. By repeating the sounds in an organized way through a period of time, I created an emotion. It's a simple emotion, but it's powerful. I am combining sounds to communicate something to you. Music is a language, just like English or any other language. The same way we organize a bunch of sounds we make with our mouths into words and sentences, things that have meaning, we can do the same thing with music. And just like with any other language, the better you are at it, the better you can deliver your message to the other person. It's all about communication. So back to the original question, how do you always come up with new, fresh ideas? Well, the first takeaway is that it's about framework. If you want to communicate something to another human being, you need to know what you're trying to say. You need to know where you're trying to go. Otherwise, you're just saying a bunch of words that lead to nothing. The more music you have made and the more experience you have with this language, the better you're going to be at delivering that point. I have repeated this process of creating music enough times that I can almost always get something out. It might not be great, it might not even be good, but it's something. It's never just blank. Okay, so these first 2 lessons sort of guided me for years, but it wasn't until very recently that I truly understood and internalized this third, maybe most important lesson of all. Lesson number 3, being bored is the key. Hold on a second, before we get into this one, do you guys remember Jimmy from the beginning of the video? Well, he just downloaded what is probably the best DAW for sample-based producers because he realized it was completely free. I'm talking about the sponsor of today's video, Serato Studio. You should do just like Jimmy. Go click the link at the top of the description. Go download Serato Studio. Did I mention it's free? Alright, set a timer for 30 seconds. Let's make a beat. Woo! Okay, we're flipping this one. Dude, this is one of the best Serato features. You have this little button right here where you can just transpose the key and it just changes the whole beat. You don't even have to think about it. So yeah, click the link at the top of the description, download Serato Studio. It's completely free, so you got nothing to lose. Lesson number 3, being bored is the key. Being creatively bored is literally the best way to get good ideas. Let me explain. Okay, so if you're watching this video, you might not yet be comfortable enough with the music language to be able to just get started. To be able to squeeze ideas out when your brain is just not working. Well, the second lesson that I'm about to explain to you fixed that problem for me, like, immediately. You open up your DAW, you see the blank slate. Empty project. Even to this day, this is terrifying. You sit there and think, I want to make something good. I want to make something great today. The best beat I've ever made. That thought right there is exactly what's gonna make you fail. It doesn't work at all, or at least not for me. See, in order to get to quality, you need quantity first. You need to get through all the bad ideas and eventually get to the one good one. So try this instead as practice. Open up your DAW and set a framework. For this one, let's say I can only use piano and I'm gonna pick 4 random notes. Let's do D, A, C, B. Sure, why not? My goal here is just to make a chord progression, that's it. Not the greatest progression in the world, not even a full beat, I just want to practice making chord progressions as quickly as I can. I actually have a full tutorial on how to make melodies from 4 random notes. After this video, go check it out. But make sure it's after the video because I still got some gems that I want to share with you here. So you do this every day, multiple times a day if you can, until eventually you start getting bored. You want to explore new sounds, add more notes, switch the tempo. You naturally want to break that framework that you set for yourself. It's just human nature, and that's where the magic happens. Just turn off your thinking and activate autopilot mode. Try to go wherever your bored brain is taking you. Next day, just do it all over again. Not every time is gonna be good, but every single time you're gonna explore something new and you're gonna get used to building a framework and destroying it, until eventually ideas are just kinda gonna come to you. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about music production, make sure to click on this video right here, and I'll see you next time.